Hey everybody, hope you're all doing well. I know this isn't the easiest time. I just hope you're making the best of it and getting some schoolwork done. Um, for my courses, I'm going to focus on drawing skills. There's not enough of you, there's only a few that have software that I use in my classes, and not many of the painting students have supplies, so we're all going to do these projects. And then, if you want to take them further, you may be able to do that with the software you have. Or text me about what you want to work on otherwise, and I'll work with you individually on that. But I'm going to focus on sketching. So we'll have character development, we'll be working on storyboarding, we'll be working on concept and composition for painting classes too. I'll add those parts with my iPad. So this will just be the introduction. I want you to watch them carefully. I'll go through my process. As you practice, you'll develop your own processes. But these fundamental core skills are what I think everybody needs to get going and will be the most valuable for you all. You'll be asked to post certain drawings in discussions, and I'll have a screencast video that'll show you how to embed those images into the discussion so that we can all see them. And I want you to feel good about that. I know it's not easy. It's not easy for me to make these videos, but posting your artwork for everybody to see is a part of growing as an artist. We should all understand that everybody's at different levels, and you appreciate whatever level anyone's at and what they've done. Okay, so this should be valuable for all of you, and that's the intent, is for you to all grow some, even while we're out and at home. You just need printer paper and a number 2 pencil, and you'll start simple and build on drawings, and it'll take practice. So, hope it's helpful for all of you. I've just started with the simplest characters. I chose some characters that you said were your favorites, and I want to start simple first. But even a simple character takes some practice to get it right. It takes practice just to get these circles down right, but you'll notice that I don't just do it with one line. I make sure I get a nice sharp pencil, and I make those circles until I get lines that are looking round and correct, and then I go back and start darkening them. So I'm visually trying to measure where things sit. So I may have a center line going through it. Once I get one shape indicated, then I can go in and put another shape. But on this one, I didn't erase my lines so that you could see. It's not just putting a line down and you have it. I also don't just go in and start outlining. I draw through these forms. Sometimes I'll even draw the background in. Okay, so once I get my basics down, then I start going in and I erase and I darken the lines as they get correct. Okay, and then just visually keep checking my reference and improving the drawing. Now, I printed these out. You don't have to print it out. You just get some printing paper, some drawing paper. It can be in a sketchbook, whatever you have, in a pencil. Look at it on your screen. Look at it in a magazine if you have it in print. But all of you made those slides with images on them, so you should be able to bring that image up in front of you on your computer or on your phone and set it there, and then try and draw, starting with those simple shapes. So BMO here, I'm going to start, I've got a sketch of how I started, but I'll go through the whole process with you. So one thing, it's like a cube. So I start by drawing that rectangle, and then I draw through to make it that cube. Anyone that's had drawing and taken a little bit of perspective, you'll understand that a cube or a box, you've got parallel lines, okay, that make it up. So I get that roughed in, And then I look at some other details. There's two legs down here. They're pretty simple. So I'm getting the basic placement of them. And then there's the screen or the face part that comes in here. How much space am I leaving here? As I look at it, it's really narrow up here, so I'm going to pull up a little bit more here. Kind of round, so I can even start rounding that out. And then I can bring this up. So I may start erasing. Hopefully you're able to see, but again, you start nice and light. I don't get hard. I don't make it like it's the final lines yet. It's all just kind of planning and visually measuring things, so I'll be able to go back and adjust them. This looks like about the right length, so I'm going to have these other details in here, and it'll allow me to see if I can make them fit. I'm drawing through this. I don't just start drawing an outline of this shape. I draw through and put two blocks overlapping each other. Here is going to be some shapes. They're going to be two different shapes. And we've got our triangle over here. We've got a dial up here. We have a larger dial right there and a larger one right there. Okay, so if this is correct, and again, now I'm starting to kind of darken and erase some lines and correct so that I can see the distance here. It's going to come down all the way down here. I can curve up and round this a little bit. Then I can clean this up. This looks pretty straight and decent. Then I know out from where the dial is and up, we've got this little tube. Just doing this simple little ellipse at the end gives it some form. Then I'll start correcting these. I see that the leg really starts over in here and has that kind of distance there. I can start getting that nice curve on there. So as it starts looking correct, I can darken it. Then taking the eraser across where I have it darker stays, and I'm able to go back and reinforce it even some more. So that line can go away. This comes down here about this far. It's all about visually measuring. Okay, so you're going to increase and build visual skills the more you draw and you get correct, start being able to adjust and get an accurate, correct drawing. It's all about building visual skills, which will help you in everything that you do. Okay, so now I'm going to just kind of backtrack through here. This line looks good. Curves along there. That means I can erase here and erase there. I don't use a ruler. It just, you get better at getting the line straight. And if you erase lines, if you say, oh, that looks bad, and you erase them before making a correct line, then you make the same mistakes over. That's why I leave my beginning lines until I have something that looks correct. Then I go in and do some erasing. It's a really important thing to learn. I remember it from back when I was in high school. Don't erase too early. You make the same mistakes. So let's see. This in here, that in there, get rid of that. Now I'm going to work on this area. there's this, just rounds down into here. Again, looking at my space. It's coming down, it's rolling right into here pretty nicely. Bring this up. A little bit of a curve to it. And then I can bring this out. And I start getting that distance that they have right here. Correct. Leave that nice and light in there. Round this up. Now there's a little more width in here, so I need to build that out a little bit. Come in, erase, come down here. I'm going to try and hurry this up. So I would like you guys to go ahead and start with some of these simpler characters and then build to some of the more complex characters. Even if it's not one of your favorites, once you've done your 3 favorites, maybe do some others. You're going to post by Friday 1 drawing in the discussion. Whether it's your simplest one you're still working on, not confident with the others yet, but I want 1 drawing posted by Friday. And I'll show you how to embed those drawings so that they're right there in the discussion. I don't have to download them. Okay, when I put these letters on here, so I want to line them all up. Here's an M. Kind of block it in first. You get a line, it's a base line so that they line up. Then I block it in. Here's my M. I can take a little triangle out here. And I can come up to here on each one and down for that. And the B is also blocked in. And then I just start rounding, pull in there, put little opening pieces, and then I can go back and start fine-tuning and adjusting them. Bring that out some more, bring that down. So I think you get the idea of that. Pull this around here. Start correcting this. Now, this is about as far as I'm going to, well, actually I want to show you the dials because there's a little bit of dimension to those, a couple of these dials. And this is just lining up parallel lines. This one's flat, but this one has some dimension to it. And you get that top oval, and then you just come along on one side with a little bit of dimension to it. Same with the triangle. You've got the line here, pointed up, and then on one side, you've got a little dimension to it. Same with this one. And again, I'd have to correct and go back and adjust it a little bit more. So that's going to take a little bit more work, maybe even sharpening my pencil again. These also, I'll line them up first with the bottom line here so that they're kind of parallel. and then I start getting the size and a little bit of shape to them and breaking it into two. This follow through lines, they line up like that. This lines up like that, get the size right, then I go in and then I fix them up. So this is starting to look pretty good. Legs still need a little bit of adjustment. Actually, I see that this leg is over too far. We need to bring it this way. This one looks about right. So you start off simple, you start off light, you darken your lines as you get them correct. You wait until you have some correct or more correct lines before you erase your beginning lines. And then you keep going back and adjusting as you start to visually see more accuracy, and you judge off of other shapes. This may not even be quite right still, although I kind of like the placement. Maybe these are pushed over too far or a little bit too big, so I might adjust them. So visually measuring off of other shapes, it's all about how one shape relates to the others. It's a little bit wonky on this side. Yeah, wonky, there's a real technical term for you. I'm going to bring this up more. Which means I also have to bring this up some more. But this is getting pretty close. So we've got Vimo here. We've got Eric over here.